If it seems like I haven't uploaded a battle video in like a week, that's probably because I haven't uploaded a battle video in like a week. Oh man, how's it going, guys? Here with today's game. I'm deciding to change my schedule just because work has the craziest and most unpredictable hours I've ever fucking seen in my life. But I'm gonna try to do 3 videos a week. Not really gonna guarantee when they're gonna go up anymore, you know, like how I used to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't have that luxury anymore, so I'm just gonna say 3 videos a week. Sound good? Sound good. And then 2 LP episodes, obviously. But I don't really feel the need to talk about this first minute. This is just my Rotom being a freaking hacks machine and stuff like that. So that's all it does. It's paralysis, and then the confusion, and the flinching, and then this is an NU match against Doused that might be evident just based on the pokes being used and the title. It's a little bit of an older game, but I'd been putting it off for a while because I was like, wow, this is a big file. And then I watched it back and I was like, oh, well, you know what? The Rotom part is probably just, I can speed that up a little bit and then we're good. And I hope I've done enough talking to the point where I really don't need to explain this shit anymore. Oh my god. So, I think I slow it down around here just because I end up forgetting that this thing gets Heal Bell. And I was like, oh shit, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do all this stuff and I'm not even gonna worry about, you know, Heal Bell. It didn't even cross my mind until it actually ended up using it, and I was like, okay, well, that first minute and a half, that's a complete fucking waste of time. But, since it is a waste of time, as much as I do want to stay in here and try to stall out for a couple more turns to get back up to full with lefties, it's kind of pointless, truthfully. So I'm just going to go ahead and waste a sub, whatever. I'm near a good amount of HP anyway. And decide to go out into my Gardevoir, who's pretty good on the Spec D side. And I guess I traced the Regenerator, so that's kind of cool depending on whether or not I'm going to get the opportunity to switch out. Because if I do, I'm not sure if traced Pokemon get their... I don't know how Regenerator works. If you get the health back when you switch out, or if you get it as you send the Regenerator Pokemon in. I really don't know what kind of mechanics they go with there. I should probably check the menu and stuff like that, like on a Kajando or something like that. But I'm kind of rambling. As you can see, the Audino does score paralysis, which is good and bad at the same time. It would be good later in the game, but as for my current standing right now, it's bad. Just because there's the chance of getting fully paralyzed and there's the speed drop. Both of those are not going to be beneficial in the next couple of turns, but I'm going to go for a Calm Mind anyway, not really knowing what's going to happen other than maybe the possible you know, potential wish passing to Zebstrika. The other thing, she could have just passed just to anything else that would have been able to take a Psychic just fine. Audino really doesn't have any more business being in there since it can't really Toxic Stall me, which is the good part. Now the bad part is I did end up going for Will-O-Wisp here to try to get the Zebstrika. So in comes the Absol, which I don't know it right now, but it's Choice Banded. That thing is definitely Choice Banded to take me out with an unboosted Pursuit because I tried to stay in and end up going for the Will-O-Wisp. I really don't think I'm overestimating Gardevoir by that much, but as you can see, she's gonna switch out. If it wasn't banded, probably would have gone for a Sucker Punch. Maybe, I don't know what was going through her mind, but that's definitely what I'm thinking right there. But, go for a return. I get the feeling that if I went for a Brave Bird instead of a return, and I just went for 2 Brave Birds, I would have been able to get clean kills on this thing. But I do value the amount of HP I have on Braviary because that is basically going to be the main thing that's going to punch holes in her team. I kind of have a strategy going on, like how I did with the Superior and the Emboar, where I paralyze everything and then I just punch holes in it. Problem is, I can't really do anything about it until Audino's gone because the Heal Bell will just kill off all the paralysis. And the burn I would have gotten off on the Absol with Gardevoir. That was my plan A, but thinking about it, as long as she had Heal Bell, there really wasn't going to be too much I could do about it. But as you can see, there's some attacks happening and there's some rock slides happening and stuff like that. I really don't care about this thing anymore. This thing's probably the weakest Link on my team. So I'll just get off some damage with it, do whatever I can, and then, you know, just kind of let it die, I guess. I was kind of banking on the fact that it would kill it off on this turn, and it doesn't, thanks to lefties, but I do end up getting the flinch, which is probably like 1 or 2 maybe good bits of hacks that this thing actually ends up getting. I mean, this thing's a fucking hacks machine. You got paralysis, you got flinch, you got confusion. You'd think that this thing would just be able to tear through teams, but surprisingly, every time I use it, it sucks. It never works that way for me, and I honestly can't figure out why. But she's gonna send in her Zebstrika and just take me out with a Wild Charge. Nothing really complex about that. I feel like this part of the game is slower just because of that whole sped up part with the rotom. I don't know if this is my normal speed. I feel like it's not, but if it isn't, I'm gonna speed it up more on the next one. I haven't edited videos in a while. I've been busy all fucking weekend, but I finally got the time to sit down with a pre-edited video, and we're just good to go. So I'm gonna send her my Absol, and she's gonna go for the me first, which actually surprises me on a Zebstrika because I've never really seen that move used ever in general. I know that when you use the move first, it does boost the base power by 1.5, which is why the Pursuit does so much for being unstabbed. It just, you know, boosts it essentially so it is stabbed. But it still really doesn't end up doing a whole hell of a lot, and she's just gonna take me out with a wild charge afterwards. I don't know why I didn't go for a sucker punch there. That kind of confused me as to why I went for that. I don't know. I could have, but I didn't. That thing has like triple stab on it or something like that. But it's a double down, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my Tauros, and she reveals that her fucking Samurott is scarfed, and I am in a kind of good and a kind of bad spot at the same time. Mostly bad just because I wasn't expecting that, and I really did not want Tauros to take that hit. I probably should have gone out to Ludicolo because that hit probably would have been pretty obvious. I didn't know it was choiced, but you know, the other set I was thinking in my mind, oh, it's probably, you know, gonna Swords Dance and I'll just hit it with a Rock Climb, and then I'll switch out to Ludicolo and then just go for some Giga Drains and stuff. But now that I know that it's Choice Scarf, I need to get up the rain in order to outspeed it and start doing a hell of a lot more damage. But in comes Articuno. In case you're not informed on Articuno, this, just because this thing is, you know, times 4 weak to Stealth Rocks, doesn't mean it doesn't make a good wall, that kind of thing. So, the thing's really good on the special side. You can see how well it's going to take a max spec attack, modest Life Orb, rain boosted Hydro Pump. It takes it pretty damn good for all the extra stuff that's on it, and this Toxic is basically what is going to seal the game in her favor because I have nothing to heal this off. And I really don't have much options other than Ludicolo, who's going to run himself dry eventually, and then I have Braviary, I think, at that point, and that's it. And if that Hydro Pump missed, probably would have been an even more of a, you know, painful situation. But Life Orb damage, that kind of stuff. I'm looking for stuff to Giga Drain, just get some HP back. But as you can see, I'm not really looking too good. In is going to come the Absol. I decided to switch out right now because I do want to preserve this thing a little bit, I guess, and decided to go into my Braviary, predicting the Sucker Punch. I didn't really suspect that it was banded yet at this point in the game, but watching this back, I definitely remember it was banded, and I should have suspected it at the Pursuit. But you're going to see how much a banded Sucker Punch does, and that shit almost takes me out. Like, that if I had gone for Brave Bird right here, it really would have been a double down. And had I gone for Brave Bird earlier on the Torkoal, I probably wouldn't have even been alive after that Sucker Punch. So I'm actually kind of glad I didn't. But she's actually got Hydro Pump and Brine on this thing. Brine is a move that, what is it? If your HP, if the opponent's HP is below half, the base power doubles. So my HP is still conveniently above half on Ludicolo. It was below on Braviary, that thing was dead. But I quad resist that shit too, so I'm able to go for the Rain Dance, and then I'm gonna get my Rain up, gonna go ahead and Giga Drain, get some HP back. But unless I get a crit or some like serious damage shit going on, that Audino is just gonna end up Toxic stalling me at the end because I don't have any super effective moves against it. If I was running like some silly Swords Dance, Drain Punch, physical Ludicolo, then maybe I would be good to go. But no, this is just a Rain Sweeper, fully offensive kind of thing. And that's basically going to be the game. I don't know why I didn't speed it up that much more, but I believe she's just going to stall me out for one turn just to get some more toxic damage, and then kill me off with a T-Bolt. So that's the game. I guess it was a pretty decent length one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you can leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I am considering a Thursday morning and Friday evening stream. I'll let you know which ones actually do end up happening. I do want to do one of those, but my hours are still looking weird this week. They should be under control by next week since I have them sit down and I was like, hey, I can't do all of these. This is out of control. But there's the T-Bolt and there's the toxic damage. Oh, if only that toxic missed. That times probably would have been a little easier for me. But there we go. Just had an LP episode appear in your sub boxes, I think a couple hours ago from when I'm narrating this. And that should do it. So I will see you guys later.